Hello to everyone and welcome to Bournemouth University webinar. Today we are very lucky because we have some people from the our law department that will be presenting the LLM programs, but also we have two lovely ex-students and with us that will be talking to you about their experiences as Bournemouth University students. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Nuria Moyano, and I am the regional manager for Europe. My area of, that I look after is the Southern Europe, but also Turkey. And basically what we have prepared today is a presentation for you. I will introduce you Bournemouth University, and after that I will pass you on to my colleague, Dr. Mark Miller, who will be talking to you about the programs. So in the right-hand side of your computer, you will have the chat room and also the questions room. Please feel free to ask any questions, and what we will do is at the end of our presentation, we have allocated some time to answer as many questions as we can. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. Hopefully I will be able to do this. I have some problems in the past sharing the screen. This is a technology, and but I think it will be fine this time. Okay, so if anyone can actually confirm that you are seeing my screen.
Yes.
Oh, that is fantastic. So that is good. And just bear with me. The computer is a little bit slow today. And okay, so that was our introduction. So we can go directly to talk to the about Bournemouth University. So we were established in 1992 as a university, and before that we were. Sorry, the screen actually for some reason actually moves. And before that, we were a polytechnic. Even before that, we were a college. So we have about 80 years of experience of teaching, and we specialize in professional-oriented programs. And basically what it means is that all our courses are very practical, and there is a link with the industry as well. In recent years, we have invested more than £250 million in our facilities, in our buildings, course portfolio, and our academia. I know that for some of you, rankings are important. And Bournemouth University has done very well this year, particularly in the national rankings. And we have gone up 26 places in 2 major league tables in the UK and 70 places in the Guardian University Guide. In terms of the world rankings, we are top 400 university in the world, but also between the best 100 young universities under the 50 years of age category. We have 2 campuses, Talbot and Lansdowne campus. Talbot is the home of all our undergraduate programs and most of our postgraduate courses. In Lansdowne, we have the Executive Business Center, and this is the campus that all of you, if you are interested in the LLM programs, are going to be this year. The Lansdowne campus is located in town center, only 5 minutes far away from the beach, but also, you know, from other town facilities. We will say that we are a medium-sized university, about 17,500 students is our student community. 12% are international students, and they are coming over 135 different countries. It's very popular university for our Turkish students. We have 20 students from Turkey in our studying across the university in different departments. In terms of where we are located in the south coast of England, as you can see in the map. So we have one of the best weathers in the UK, but still it rains. And we are in the beautiful town of Bournemouth. And Bournemouth is very popular place as a tourist resort and attracts quite a lot of national people from all over the UK, but also international people as well. It's very famous for its 12 kilometers of sandy beaches. It's very cosmopolitan and international town. I mean, it has plenty of things to offer to our international students. You have shopping centers, cafes, and different things to do. It's what we say that is an European, well, more than European, I would say that is more like university town, I would say. And then the location is fantastic. It's 2 hours far away from London, and this is by train. But also we have our own international airport. I know accommodation is one of the main facilities that quite a lot of people, our students, are interested in. You are going to spend a lot of time in accommodation, and you need to make sure that when you choose the university, accommodation is provided and also is in good order. So we offer accommodation to all our new students, and you have different options. You can stay in the student village, in the hall of residence, or on the UniLet. Student village is the home, is the accommodation that is based in one of our campuses. The hall of residence is different modern buildings that are around the town center and very close to the Lansdowne where you are going to study. And then UniLet are private houses that are managed by the university. All our accommodation is individual, so you don't share your room with other students, and most of our hall of residence, you have en-suite bathrooms. The Wi-Fi and the utility bills are inclusive as well. You only share the kitchen and living room areas with other students. We have laundry facilities as well. And for those students that have family and or partners, so just to let you know that we have as well student flats and family houses available. The prices vary between £140 to 200, and that will be for the halls of residence. And then the student village, it will be between 118 to 163, and UniLet is £103 minimum. So where the price will depend on the type of room that you choose. In terms of tuition fees, for all our law programs, basically the price is £14,000 per year. The living cost is between £8,000 to £10,000, but that is inclusive of the accommodation. So you need to calculate about £22,000 minimum to cover the cost of your education for 1 year to study your master's. If you are from Turkey, this is around 220 Turkish liras, 220,000 Turkish liras per year. The good news is that we offer some scholarships. If you have a great average in your bachelor's degree of 2.8, you will be giving automatically £3,500 discount. We also offer the opportunity scholarship, and this is on our discretion, and it will be between 1,000 to 1,500, and that is for students that they don't meet perhaps the 2.8 GPA. And then in terms of payment, your fees, we provide you with some facilities as well. So you can pay in 3 installments, and one thing that you need to think about as well is the £2,000 deposit. If you are planning to come this January, that is the facilities that we will offer you at the moment. If you are coming in September, just please be aware that it will be 2 installments, and instead of £2,000 deposit, it will be £3,000 deposit. So this is all from me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you to my colleague, Dr. Mark Miller, who is going to introduce you to our lovely 4 LLM programs. Mark, is all to you.
Okay, hi everyone, merhaba everyone, my name is, yes, thanks for the kind introduction, Nuria, and I'm very pleased to be joined in this presentation by 2 wonderful, lovely former students, Gauri and Yalis, who I had the pleasure of teaching. So my name is Mark Mimler, as you have hopefully heard, and probably as you can hear, I was raised in Germany, but I'm now an academic in the United Kingdom, and I'm a senior lecturer in the Department of Law, and I am currently also the framework leader of the 4 LLM programs that we have. As you can see, we have currently offer 4 distinct LLMs in Bournemouth, with sort of like an international focus predominantly. So we have 1 in international commercial law, 1 in intellectual property law, 1 in public international law, and 1 in international tax law. Now, if we go to the next slide, you will see that here sort of like the advantages that we offer with regards to in Bournemouth. So first of all, our masters are conversion masters, which basically mean we accept undergraduates who from different areas. So you don't necessarily need to have had a law degree as well. So we take quite a lot of different backgrounds, and we appreciate it because we like to have interdisciplinary approach to our legal education. We also offer, like as Nuria mentioned earlier on, a September and a January start. So we have this flexibility that you have 2 times in the year that you can start. Obviously, like if you start in September, you will complete your program in 12 years, while it's going to be 16 months if you start in January because of the summer break. With regards to our teaching, those are led by experts in the field who are leading your units and who are teaching you and are on the forefront of research. And we try to obviously bring our up-to-date research into our teaching. We also have professional guest speakers that we provide in different areas that sort of like speak about upcoming and hot topics in the areas of law that that matter at the moment. We also sort of like have a very renowned institute in intellectual property, CPIM, the Center of Intellectual Property Policy and Management, which I'm also a member of because I'm an IP lawyer, and which does important research for the European Commission, for the UK Intellectual Property Office, and for other international organizations. So we have the specific research experience in intellectual property law. Based on that, we also offer, if you take our LLM in intellectual property, there is a possibility, if you choose the right courses, to get an exemption from the trademark attorney or patent attorney examinations in the... Can we go to the next slide? As of learning requirements, we do emphasize very much like our approach to critical thinking and up to date. So we like to try to embed our legal education with regards to things that are currently happening. So we try to keep up to date of what is happening, of course, and that is very important to us. And we like to let these actual issues flow into our current teaching. We do have like normally small groups because like our cohort is maximum size is around 60 students in all 4 programs. So seminars tend to be quite small, and we tend to have quite lively discussions in our seminars as well. They are quite diverse, as you So we have the corner of the world, we have students coming, which gives a very diverse student body, which of course everybody appreciates. As the assessment of the units, like we have moved away from examinations and we are now assessing our units by coursework, which means like you get an assignment which you write and then submit, and then that is going to be assessed. However, we also look at like certain case studies that are then presented within the units, and we really like to focus on group work as well. For instance, tomorrow I'm giving a seminar where 2 students have to present on a specific topic, unfortunately over internet now, but that is of course COVID. So, and we also try to like get our students to have like transferable skills with regards to presenting as well, because we do find it important as lawyers. We have to be trained and up for presenting topics and arguing topics in front of public. So we do try to enforce this and encourage this in our student body. Next slide, please. Okay, so with regards, if here's sort of like the course outline for the LLM in International Commercial Law. So if you, for instance, would start in January, you would have one core unit, which is called Law of International Commercial Transactions, and then you would choose 2 optional units, while in the September term, you would have a core unit in Regulation and Policy of International Commerce, and units. So altogether, you choose 6 units in your LLM year, and you do then a dissertation on top of it. So you can see we try to have like a very focused program where we try to teach you like the fundamental skills you need in international commercial law, while then also giving you the opportunity to choose and mix and match like units to your liking as well. Next slide, please. This is the LLM in intellectual property. If you start in the January term, there you have 5 units to choose from, and you have to choose 3 of them. And those are the units that are also then relevant if you wanted to seek to get exemption examinations of the trademark and patent attorneys here in the United Kingdom. So these are the units that are relevant here. In the September term, like we offer 1 core unit in IP, and you again have the opportunity to choose 2 optional ones. Next one, please. This is the LLM in International Tax Law. In the January term, there are 3 dedicated core units which sort of like focus specifically on the taxation issues, while in September you sort of like have more opportunity to mix and match your units, while there is 1 core unit. I should also mention that the LLM in International Tax Law can be used to get a waiver from the Chartered Institute of Tax lawyers in the United Kingdom, should you choose specific units and write a dissertation on a tax topic. So that is possible as well. Next slide, please. Last but definitely not least is our wonderful LLM in Public International Law, which is taught by wonderful and very knowledgeable colleagues in the field. In the January term, there are 2 core units that we have, like in International Criminal Law and International Criminal Justice, which is taught by a wonderful colleague who is as an expert in transitional justice, Melanie Klinkner, and International Human Rights Law, of course, that is something that we look at as well as a core unit. Then again, you have the opportunity to choose 1 of these 2 optional units. While there is a bit more choice in the September term, there is 1 dedicated unit, the Principles of International Law and International Organizations unit, while you can then choose 2 optional units from the list you see here. Okay, next slide, please. I did mention earlier on that on top of the 6 units that you need to take that are taught, the sort of like end game of your LLM is the dissertation stage. And basically what we want to do here is we want to encourage students to get skills in research and to provide a good, well-researched, balanced piece of around 15,000 work. It does give you the opportunity to to get in-depth knowledge and really research on a specific topic, which you then are able to choose with the help of your supervisors. And of course, that is worth a third of your LLM program as such. It is worth 60 credits, so quite an important stage as well that you have in your LLM program. What we are very, very keen about also in the beginning is that we provide these introduction to study sessions. They're currently running for the September 2020 students. On these topics, we try to teach our new students the skills that they need to successfully complete a postgraduate master's degree in law. And we sort of like look at topic how to do research, how to do appropriate citation, how to present, and how to write assignments, of course. So this is something that we teach. We give you the tools that you require to successfully pass and LLM studies as well. So this is what we provide on top of the other units. Next slide, please. Here is sort of like the current teaching body that we have, teaching on the postgraduate courses, so on the LLM courses. And we have here renowned experts in the fields. For instance, like if you look at Professor Dinusha Mendes is like an expert in intellectual property law and is a leading expert in like the IP aspects of 3D printing. I've mentioned Dr. Melanie Klinkner, who is currently doing interesting research in transitional justice. We have Tilda Ginige, who is an expert in environmental law, Dr. Felix Alexander, who is an expert in tax law, and last but not least, of course, me as well, me as program leader, I'm of course like teaching on the program as well. Next slide, please. And yes, I'm happy that this was sort of like to give you a short overview, a very short overview of our LLM programs that we currently have in Bournemouth. I should mention as well that we have revalidated this LLM program. So we have went through a review process of our LLM programs last year, and that was approved and it was commended by the commission who looked at these changes that we've done. So all the stuff that we did right now is kind of like brand new and try to fit the current market. Thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much, Mark. It's been really interesting to see and to hear all these fantastic programs that we offer at Bournemouth University. And it was very well explained and very interesting to see as well what the students are going to study. I mean, the way that we teach. So now we have the opportunity to hear the experiences from the student point of view. So I'm going to pass to Gauri, who is going to talk to you guys about her experiences as a Bournemouth University student. So Gauri, please.
Thank you, Nuria. Hi, everybody. Like Nuria said, I'm Gauri Kashyap. I just graduated from the LLM Intellectual Property program. I joined in the September term, so in 2019. And I just want to talk about some of the considerations that I had while applying for the course and my experiences since then. One of the things that I really liked about the course before applying was the course structure, and as Mark discussed today, it sort of gives a really nice balance between like a practical approach and a theoretical approach, and as lawyers, like that's a very important thing. And I really like that it had an assessment-based evaluation system, because it gave a nice opportunity for research, and sometimes grades are a good motivation for research. So I think that it was a nice way to go about that. And I also, one of the other things I really liked about BU was that during my application process, I found that there were a lot of student support systems. We had systems like Ask BU, well-being systems for mental health, things like that. And personally, for me, I was really impressed by how well thought out the social media outreach was. Instagram and Facebook, they did a lot of live sessions. I really liked that they cared about the little things. I remember they had a live session about culture shock, which as someone who had come from a different country, coming to the UK for the first time, that was a really important sort of aspect, and I really liked that. And of course, Bournemouth being Bournemouth, one of my favorite things was location. The beach is absolutely beautiful, and the town is a quaint town, but not something that makes you feel like you're living too far away from civilization. It's great. It's a perfect balance. And so these were some of the things that I considered while applying to BU. But having done the course now, some of the things that really stood out for me was like the structure of the course itself. And in class, I was really surprised to see that a lot of people who would come there weren't from a law background. But what was really impressive was that because of the way the course is structured and because of the support system there exists, they're still able to cope with a largely law-centered program. So I think that was really interesting. And like Mark said, that kind of academic diversity in classroom just made for more interesting conversations and more engaging debates, because we had like social sciences, people who had come from pure sciences like biochemists in our international dispute resolution classes, for instance, which was it was a fantastic discussion and scope for debate. The course structure in itself is balanced between seminars and lectures. So it's not just sitting in the classroom, listening to your lecturers and just writing down notes. It had a lovely interactive scope to it, which was really nice, because again, there were a lot of people from different jurisdictions who had studied different laws. So it was really nice to see those kind of different perspectives and understanding international law, something that affects us all. So I think that was really wonderful. And the other great thing I thought personally was how accessible the the faculty are. And Mark here is good testament to that. They're all very accessible. They are very helpful. You have office hours where you can go and meet them, and they're very happy to help you. And personally, because I came from a system where assessment of law courses were done with examinations, moving to an assessment-based thing written assessment-based thing was slightly difficult, if not different. So I really found it useful that the teachers were able to help without it being spoon-feeding. So it was really nice. It was sort of like a balance between, okay, this is the part where you do your research, and this is the part where I help you. And I think that BU draws that line very nicely. Some of the facilities that I think are very important are, of course, the library. It's a really nice place, and it's not just it's got portions where you can quietly lock out the world, focus on your thing, but also places where you can meet with your friends, have discussions. You have big screens that you can rent out, which under COVID circumstances as well, they have modified ways to access these resources, which are great, where you can work on presentations together, have discussions, and so on. The other academic related thing that was very useful for me was the career center. Since our course is not necessarily placement based, it was really helpful to have a part of the university that helped me, and especially because I come from India and applying for jobs and things were difficult here because it was new. They helped with formatting your CVs in the new way, working on cover letters, preparing for interviews. So that was really great. Finally, I think at the end of the day, because it's university, social life is really important. Otherwise, a very law-based approach is going to be quite stressful, if nothing. So that I found to be really great, because personally for me, studying abroad meant just opening my eyes to seeing how many different kinds of people are there and what kind of backgrounds they come from. It's all well and good to know it in theory, to say, yes, people live differently, but it's amazing to see it in person. I think BU specifically, because it's so focused on diversity and so focused on ensuring that people from different communities not only come here, but also mingle, is great. And we have a thriving student body. It's the Student Union of BU University, that's SUBU, which is an independent body, so it's not affected by the university. And it has all these clubs and societies. So whether your interests are swimming, or if you want to know about Ghanaian culture, there are societies for it all. And I think that's a really great thing. And like Nuria said, the location is great. It's 2 hours away from London. Jurassic Coast is right around the corner. It's absolutely beautiful. I myself have had some really nice barbecues by the beach, which is really cool for me because that doesn't happen very often in India. So personally for me, the whole BU experience has been really nice, well-rounded, and nicely balanced out between the whole social and academic thing. That's pretty much it. Nuria?
Thank you, Gary. It's been very useful, definitely, and a lot of tips in there, for our students and, from the students that are listening to us. I think it's just brilliant, your testimonial, the way that you describe how good the program was and your relationship with the academics as well, and your experiences. So thank you ever so much for sharing your experiences with all us. And I'm going to pass you to Yelish, and who is originally from Turkey as well, and so she can talk to you a little bit about her own experiences as well. Thank you, Yelish.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me this lovely gathering. I've graduated from Bournemouth University in 2019 and from international commercial law, but I've conducted my dissertation on cyber law. So now I'm doing my PhD in European University Institute about artificial intelligence and its regulation. I'm gonna show you the perspective from what's happened after graduation. In Turkey, from the current status, it's really hard to find a job. It's with a good amount of salary, without going to courtrooms all the time. And having a LLM degree from UK helps you a lot, because after completing Bournemouth University, my vision broadened, and because of the lectures that I took from various perspectives in various fields, I've did, for example, data protection regulations in Turkey that I didn't have any idea before. But if you I've worked in a well-known company called KPMG in Turkey because of my master's degree, and now I'm doing my PhD because of my lecturers in Bournemouth University. It's the education system in UK completely different than Turkey. It's more Socratic. You have debates, you have presentations, you're writing all the time, you're finding your own unique voice, and don't hesitate to contact with your professors because they're really helpful. They're not Turkish lecturers. They give you time, they try to help you, they even correct your mistakes in your writings. And don't skip orientation, by the way. When you enter the university, they're going to show you how to do footnotes, don't do plagiarism, basically don't copy paste from others' works, and focus on your own voice. And other than that, I think living in UK can be expensive for now. But it's not really expensive country when you compare the prices with Turkey, and you're not really feeling far away from home because you even have FS beer, and and you can work during the school. By the way, you have 20 hours work limit. I worked as a waiter when I was doing my studies, and it helped me a lot to support my leisure time activities and everything. And when it comes to groups, Subu is actually arranging groups and different kinds of activities. I even did skydiving when I was in UK. So if you have any questions, you can email me. I'm gonna type my email to the chat. And if you don't understand anything in English, you can always ask me in Turkish. Thank you.
Thank you, Yelish. That was very interesting as well. A lot of tips in there for our students. It's actually interesting that you mentioned that you were working as a waitress when you were studying at Bournemouth, because probably half of you will realize that I have an accent. I am originally from Spain, and I'm also ex-student from Bournemouth University. I did my bachelor's degree in business studies long time ago. I will dare to say how long ago was this. But during my studies, I work as a waitress as well, just to be able, to get a little bit extra money, to pay for those extra things that I wanted. I didn't want my parents to pay for. So there are opportunities in there. Unfortunately, now with the pandemic, we are more limited on what you can do, obviously, because not everything is open, and but hopefully, that will change very soon, hopefully very soon. So thank you to all our speakers. I can see in the chat very interesting questions. Thank you very so much for asking these questions. I think we have one that Mark is happy to answer, and is with regards to whether we have dual degrees programs with the USA universities. Mark, would you like to take that one?
Yes, well, not for the LLM as such, because that is something that you would look at for the undergrad, because then you have the program over 4 years. Our program is first over 1 year only, and that's the year you spend then in Bournemouth. So there's not such a sort of like exchange program that we have on the postgraduate course, because it's only a 1 year program.
Okay, thank you. I don't think we have with regards to other faculties either. So we don't have dual degrees. What we have is exchange programs with USA universities and other areas in Europe and other universities around the world. But we don't have what in the USA we will say dual degree. In the education in the UK is very much specialized, so you don't, only a few courses will give you the opportunity, to have dual degree. Basically, it's very much focused in one specialist program. We have as well another question with regards to ESL programs. I'm not sure what the ESL stands for. Perhaps Mark, have you got an insight into that? ESL programs?
I don't know what ESL means.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, because I'm not sure what you mean by ESL programs. So in the meantime, whilst you are talking to us, I'm going to the next one. So Berkey, you mentioned that senior student electrical and electronic engineering. Do I have a department at university or is just for law? Okay, yes, we do have engineering, and we offer quite a lot of programs in project management, engineering, product design in that area. But this webinar today is focusing LLM programs. So if you want to know any more about our master programs, please check our website. Gabri, do you mind just to put the link of our website in the chat so the students can check our courses as well, please? Okay, so in terms of whether we have Turkish faculties members, Mark, do you know if we have any in the law department? I know in other departments, like in marketing, for example, we have 2 of our academics. They are from Turkey originally. I know that we have some other colleagues, academics in the Faculty of Science and Technology. They are from Turkey as well, but I'm not particularly sure if we have academics in the LLM, in the law department at Bournemouth University. Do you know, Mark?
Not in the law department, but in the faculty. There are Turkish faculty members, but they won't be teaching the law modules. So sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have a question again from Nejati with regards to the coronavirus pandemic situation in the UK. So at the moment, Bournemouth University is open, and we are teaching blending education. Some of our programs are online. Some of our programs require students to go to campus. So there is option in there. Okay. When we say that we provide our programs online, don't think that it is about, recording the programs and leave you, to it, leave you, to study on your own. They are very interactive in the way that we teach, and we have implemented fantastic platforms where our students will have the opportunity to meet other students from the course and to talk to academics and to work in groups as well. So it will be a virtual kind of teaching, but perhaps not as face-to-face teaching, but very similar in a lot of ways. I think Mark can explain to you as an academic a little bit more about in the way that we teach at the moment our students.
Yes, I just answered Onor's question, how we are coping with COVID. Yeah, obviously, like, we are teaching completely online, which means like our lectures are recorded and are then accessible to students while we have live seminars over Zoom. And what happens now basically is that I have all my students all around the world that I teach at the moment. I mean, obviously, like that was a decision that the university made for our programs in the summer, that we're going to teach online only, which was, in my experience, a much better decision than other universities had that have taught on campus, and now they ended up like sending their students into self-isolation in student halls, which I think is ridiculous. So I'm happy about the decision. We plan to teach on campus next term, but of course, that depends on COVID, and I don't know the answer to that. If I knew, I would tell everyone. I would be the world's hero, I guess.
Well, I suppose we just need to follow, the government advice, and according to what the government is saying, at the moment we will do one thing or another. But at the moment, because we put in place quite a lot of, things before, the pandemic, we are a little bit ahead. And as you said, Mark, we are lacking one way that we managed, to provide this fantastic learning opportunity online, whilst perhaps other universities, they are forced now to do that. So we get a little bit of experience in that sense.
Nuria, I'm sorry. So regarding the COVID thing, I'm just going to put a link on the chat that deals with all the FAQs that's on the website. So in case someone wants to access that and wants to know more about, say, library resources or accessing campus, that link will be helpful.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for helping. We have another question with regards of what kind of entry requirements you need for the LLM programs. As Mark mentioned it before, we provide conversion programs. So we do accept the students from different disciplines. You don't need to have a bachelor's degree in law. It's an advantage, obviously, because you will have that insight into law if you go into an LLM program, but it's not essential. So you can actually have a completely different background and join us in a law program. You want to have experience in international law, in public law, we will consider your application. What you need is a bachelor's degree. If you are from Turkey with a GPA average of 2.5, if you are from a top-ranking university, probably we will accept lower grade. It will depend on your personal statement and your student profile. So we look at everything. And then in terms of English, you need IELTS 6 overall with 5.5 in each element minimum, or what we accept as well, if you are studying a bachelor's degree full in English in Turkey or in another country, we will exempt you from IELTS. And that is something very unique to Bournemouth University. So we do understand that some of the education provided in Turkey, in other areas, is in English. So we will not request you the IELTS. We will exempt you. But you need to be graduated within 2 years. Okay, so I hope that clarified that.
I'm trying in the meantime to answer some questions in the chat. So I've answered Ona's question with regards to the Pan-European seal. There's sort of like the opportunity to do an internship at the EPO as well. So I've answered that. I think Gary's answering your question as well. We've answered that question. Are we able to work in the UK or another country in this field after we graduated LLM program in BU? Yes. I mean, yes, you can, of course, work as well. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and actually, in that point as well, I want to add that probably you will be aware that from from now, basically, from this September 21st, I think, maybe Gauri will know, students can apply for the 2 years post-study work visa. So basically, you will graduate next year from a master's degree in the UK, and you are allowed to stay in the UK for 2 extra years to to work and to get some experience. So that is a very good opportunity now for our students, just to get a little bit more experience of working abroad as well. So yes, the answer is you can work in the UK after you graduate, but also now you can work for 2 years after graduation. You can stay. If it's for PhD level, you will be able to do it for 3 years. Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm answering another question, and some are.
So it's fantastic that we are getting so many questions, and I'm not sure if I am answering all of them. Gauri, Jalesh, are you following the questions? And
there's a question here that says, do you have any representative in Turkey?
Okay. If we have any representatives in Turkey?
Yes.
Yeah, we work with different agencies in Turkey, and they are in our website. If you go into the Turkish web pages in our website, you will see all the representatives that we work with, and we list them, and they will know the entry requirements. If you decide to come to the university, they can help you with the application. You know, they know, they have our contact details. I am basically part of my job involves of talking to students about the Bournemouth University, courses, facilities, but also I look after admissions. So if there is anything that you want to know with regards to your application, or you want to find out about admissions, you are very, very welcome to contact me directly, and I will help you with that. But if you want to go through one of our agents, they are listed in our website, and they can help you with the application form. They can help you with the visa application as well. Okay.
I just wanted to add with reference to being able to contact us. So on the LLM intellectual property page on the website, you can basically message me on a platform called Unibuddy. And depending on what course it is you're applying to, there are different representatives across the board, different student representatives who will be able to answer your questions, whether it's about life in Bournemouth, part-time jobs, scholarships, social life, and so on and so forth. And if we can't, we will redirect you to a part of the university that will be able to answer it best. So if you guys would want to access that, I've also added the link for that in the chat. So feel free to use that.
Thank you. Shirin, you have asked us as well about the entry criteria for bachelor's degree, no master degree, and how many A-levels. Or I think A-levels is 112 points to get into our bachelor's degree. And but because this webinar is very much focused in our LLM programs, master level, you are very welcome to send me an email privately, and I will come back to you with the answer of that, because I can see that you probably are in American school. You are doing the ES as well, or no, the British school. So you are following the British high school diploma. So I will look into that, but in general, it will be the equivalent of 112 points. But just come back, to me, and I will confirm that to you. I think we have answered all the questions. It's been fantastic, a lot of interaction and a lot of interest as well from the students. So it's very good, to see that your interest. So we have a new question. No, I think we have answered everything. Yeah.
Oh, there was a question on the intensive English program. I think that is like whether there's like English core. I mean, we don't as such give English lectures mandatorily next to the LLM, but as much as I'm aware of, there are English courses offered by the university as such.
If it's in terms of English entry requirements to come to our programs, is that the question? Sorry, I missed that one. I think, as I mentioned before, you will need the equivalent of IELTS, and we accept different kind of diplomas, but also we provide our own pre-sessional English course, and that is for our students that have an offer from one of our master or undergraduate programs, and they don't meet the English entry criteria, so they can study in our Bournemouth University International College. In order to come to it, we offer different stages in the program, so it will depend on your level of English at the time that you apply, basically. So yes, in that case, we do offer the English program, but it's not embedded in your program, as Mark mentioned it before.
And just to add on to that, at a later stage, once you're in the course as well, if there's any difficulty because of language and writing your assignments and stuff, there is a place you can go to in the uni. I forget what it's called. Mark, can you help me out here?
I always forget the name as well, but Steph Allen is the person.
Steph Allen, yes. Essentially, they look at your assignment because they don't come from a law background. They look at the language aspect of it and essentially help you out. So that's it's a really useful place to just get your essays proofread. They also tell you how to write, how to structure an essay. So that can be really useful if language is a barrier.
Thank you. Thanks. Guys, I put my email in the chat. Hopefully all of you can see it. So you are very welcome, to contact me directly for anything that you need. Just let me check if there is anything else that is coming through. I don't want to miss any of the questions.
I shall add mine too.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. Gary is one of our student ambassadors as well, although she graduated, and she's also answering questions. If you go into the Unibody in our website under our program, Intellectual Property, you can see Gauri, and you can ask her any questions with regards to the program or even the university. And I think, Gary, did you put actually your details, Unibody details in there for me?
Yeah, I did. I can just put that again if you like. All right.
Okay, good. The presentation is going to be available in YouTube. Also the questions of this session, and so if you can always come back and refer to it, and you can check as well our links that we are putting in there for you to have. And now you have our contact details, so please feel free to contact us, to ask any questions. I cannot see any more questions. And
there's one more on scholarships.
Okay. On scholarships. And let me check. Sorry. In terms of scholarships, I cannot see the question, but in terms of scholarships, as I mentioned it during my presentation, we offer £3,500 fee discounts for all the students that achieve a GPA grade average performance of 2.8 from your bachelor's degree. If you achieve 2.8, automatically you will be given the Academic Excellence Scholarship, which is £3,500. If you don't have that grade, 2.8, then there is another scholarship which is called the Opportunity Scholarship, but that is not advertised. That is given to, according to our description. I'm part of the panel, so if if you are interested in that scholarship, you can always email me, and I can confirm then whether you will be eligible. I have a limited number to provide. It will be based in your application, in your personal statement. Also, basically whether the university, Bournemouth University, is your first choice and things like that. So, but as I said, I will confirm to you whether you are eligible for the scholarship. But at the moment, we have those two scholarships, and the programs, the tuition fees are £14,000 per year. Okay.
Okay, what else?
Okay. So I don't think I have missed anything. More messages below. Oh, okay. Thank you. So I think,
if I may, can
yes, of course, Yelish. Thank you. Yes.
If you have any further questions, you can email me in Turkish as well. I'll be happy to answer about how the life in UK or how you can find jobs after you graduate from Bournemouth University.
Thank you very so much, Yelis. That is very kind of you, and I hope the students can actually get that opportunity as well, because it's not available, for in all universities. So thank you very so much, for helping us today and for talking to our students. Okay, so I think I'm going to conclude this webinar. I cannot see any more questions coming through, and it's just basically 1 hour webinar. And I want to thanks all the panelists in this, the speakers in this webinar. Thank you very so much, for your help. And it's been very useful for the information that you have provided from academic point of view and also from a student point of view. And I'm sure that our participants today will be happy with the information that we have given to you. And basically, we have put in here all the contact details. If you want to contact us directly, you have the links with to different website, different pages in our website. So, and you have the contact details as well of two of our ex-students. So please feel free, to contact us in the future if you would like to know anything else, basically. So thank you very so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Nuria, Gary, Yeliz, and Mark, thank you very much for joining the IEFT Talks webinar. We received many questions about programs, and you covered all of them as written and verbally. And it was very informative webinar session. Thank you very much for joining us. It was very nice to welcome you at the IEFT Talks webinars.
Thank you, Burcu.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us opportunity to talk to the
Thank you.
students.
Teşekkürler.
Teşekkür ederim.
Biz çok teşekkür ederiz. So, hello, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.